So today we are going to see these topics: VM status types, how to resize the machine, how to add data disk on it, attached and detached. Okay, and next one is run command. Third, custom script, custom script extension. Okay, so these are topics we are going to cover in this session. And also we will see what is the disadvantages of customized script extension. Okay, so let's start our today's session. First go to the console. I hope all you have the Microsoft account, so you need to log in on that portal.azure.com. Yeah, so right now in my Azure account you can see my dashboard over here. Okay, I can also customize my dashboard, but we will see in the next. No issue. Resource group, it is already created over here. We created this resource group yesterday. Let's create a machine first. Okay, so I'm going to create a machine into the resource group, another resource groups, and my new company. Yes, in my new company, I want to deploy a machine over here. Create. What type of resource you want to create? I want to create a Windows server. I'm going to create Windows server and everything set as default, like my machine name is testing.
Akshay, can you go with the Linux machine? Yesterday we have already used Windows, right? We will understand how to access and all the differences we can
Yes,
understand.
yes, yes. We also see how to use the Linux machine in Azure, but right now I'm using a data disk over here, so that's why I
Okay,
choose the Windows machine. Okay.
okay, got it. Yeah.
We also do the same thing into the Linux machine, and this is your task. Okay, if you don't do that, then I will do that in the session.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
okay.
so I select and everything set as default. Yeah. Next, username. Next, let's review all the things and now create.
So what is that? We could see one more option: download templates for automation. What is that?
Templates. Templates means if you want to save this configuration for next time, okay, we can simply use this template and deploy a machine same as it is.
Okay.
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 If
Instead
you
of
want to
selecting
save
all.
your if you want to save your time, save your configuration, then you can create a template for you. Then it will helpful for you to in the future. Then whenever you want to create a new machine with the same configuration and same applications and configuration, you can use your template.
Okay, can you show that feature also, downloading the template, how we can use template once after this?
Yes, we will see. So the deployment is in process. So let me introduce VM status type. Okay, paint and open. What is VM status type? There only three status type from on VM. First is if VM is in running condition. Okay, that means VM is running, virtual machine is running, and it is working. And also you have to pay charges. Another one is stopped, means the VM is stopped from inside. Stopped means VM is shut down from the inside. The condition is same as the charges is same as running. And the third one condition is also stopped and deallocated. Deallocated means must VM is stopped. VM is stopped from Azure panel. In this condition, you have to only pay the charges for OS and VM disk, means only for the OS and the VM disk, because you allocated that VM disk and OS. Clear? Is it clear to you or not?
Yeah, yes, Akshay, clear.
Yes, Akshay.
Okay. So
Yeah, this will be used in a case like in weekend we don't need server, we can shut down and save some money in that case, right?
yes. If you shut down from the inside, if you shut down from the inside the machine, then charges is same as running because you allocated the resources. And if you stopped from the Azure panel, then you have to only pay for the OS and the VM disk. No need to pay for the IP, no need to pay for anything if you're using our not a static IP. If you use a static IP, then you need to pay the resources if you are allocated. And what is the limits of a VM? These are things of VM status. What is the VM limits? Let's go to the VM limits. Go to the panel. Go to the resources. Go to the okay. So these are the limits of a VM. These are the limits of VM. If you use DS1V2, you can only compute as one virtual CPU and 3.5 GB RAM. You can only attach 4 data disk here, and also you get 7 GB temp storage. Maximum IOPS is 3200. You cannot use over this IOPS. You cannot this above over this IOPS. You cannot use 5000 IOPS here or the 6000 IOPS. Whenever you required 6000 IOPS, then you need to upgrade your machine here. Okay. So how to resize the machine? These are the VM types and limits. Okay. If you want to use any other generation machine, so you can select it from here. Right now I have a machine. Let's go on the overview. I have this IP right now and subscription, all the things. Yeah, you can see here the size. Okay. If you want to upgrade this machine or downgrade this machine, okay, then you need to go into the size here. Sandeep and Musha, please tell me, can I upgrade my on-premises server within minutes, within few minutes? Can I upgrade it yet?
Not possible.
Not possible. But
Physical cannot be done, but VM can be done, but still there are some limitations. Not easy like a cloud server.
yes, so we cannot upgrade our existing servers.
Yes.
Yes, so in the Azure cloud we can upgrade it within few minutes, within few seconds. Okay, click on the overview. If you want to resize this machine, or if you want to extend the size of the machine, or if you want to upgrade your machine, simply click on the size and choose your size. Like I am choosing right now this. First, let's connect with the machine. First, let's connect with the RDP. So see the overview in the panel. Copy that and RDP. Yes. Mm. My virtual machine is launched, and wait for few seconds because it is completely not launched here. Let's open the file explorer and you will see there is only 8 GB temporary storage. Now resize the machine from the panel. Go through the panel and click on the size. I want to upgrade this machine. I want to upgrade. My requirement is now I want uh, 14 GB temporary storage. So I select this, and I need two virtual CPU and 7 GB RAM over here. So I select this machine and resize. Click on the resize. Then it will resize within minutes. While the resizing, Windows instance always restarted, but Linux instance not restarted. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can
Means
resize
means
Linux.
we'll get downtime for Windows.
For Windows, it is maximum 4 to 5 minutes. Downtime is maximum 4 to 5 minutes. Yeah, VM is successfully resized. Let's connect with the machine and check the results over here. Copy and RDP. Yeah, you can see VM is successfully resized. Within a minute.
गरम पानी से मुंह धो लगे.
If you resize your production server, then you need to also run your services like Node services, Angular services. If it is required in the it is required for website purposes or for the IIS purposes, and also for the XAMPP purposes. So you need to start your services yourself. Okay. Now you can verify your machine. It is resized or not. You can see it is 14 GB. And I also want to check with my system RAM, system memory, system properties. Now you can see I have 7 GB RAM. Okay. Let's cross this. Let's move to the next. How to add data disk as additional. Okay, how to add a data disk into how to add external disk over here. You can add as custom. You can add by here, or if you already have a existing data disk, you can click here. Right now, I don't have any existing disk, so first click it here to create a data disk over here. Click on the create. Yeah, no need to customize this version. Always it is learn 0. You can give the disk name like I am giving for deployment. Premium SSD. I can select the storage types, premium SSD. It is best for the production and performance sensitive workloads. Okay. I select 4 GB. I'm selecting right now 20 GB. Okay. I can choose as per my requirement like 40 GB, 50 GB, 60 GB or as. Okay. Max IOPS 120 IOPS. Let's select 30 IOPS. 50. Yes. You can see if I resize this machine, if I resize the disk size, then IOPS is changed. If I set 40, then it is 240. If I set 30, then is 30 is same. 35 also change. So the minimum IOPS on a disk premium SSD is 120. 30, it is also the 120. 31 if I select. 33, it is same. 34, yeah, it will got changed. Okay, IOPS means the input output operation per second or read and write operation per second. So I select it here 20. Performance managed key, no issue. Okay, so let's create the disk, save. In the notification tab, you can see your status of resources. Now it is disk is successfully created and it is updating to this machine that your disk is created. Now it is attaching with the machine. Let's refresh this. You can see disk is created here. Okay, and now it is attached with the machine. Let's open the machine and you will see there is no disk. For the first time use, we need to format this disk as per my requirement. So let's go to the disk management. You will see this disk into the disk management. So it give a pop-up to me like for initialize a disk over here. Disk to MBR, okay. Once you scroll down, you can see 20 GB is online, but it is unallocated. We need to create the partition. Now you are able to use this disk. So disk is successfully attached to this machine. Okay. If we write some data over here, like I'm creating some folder and files, testing. Hello. Okay. I write a file here. This is a file for testing purposes, 20 GB. I saved it into the 20 GB. And how to attach this disk to another disk. But we can use this disk for a single user, single time. We can attach it to the multiple machine, but at a time we can attach to a single machine. We cannot attach this disk to a multiple machine at same time. Got it? Hello.
We can attach this disk to another disk.
We can attach this disk to another virtual machine at a time.
Okay.
Okay. We can attach this disk to multiple machine, but at a single time, we can attach only one disk to it.
Okay.
Okay. So let me clear it into the pen. I have a virtual machine over here and I have a disk, external disk here. I can attach this disk to this machine. Okay. But I cannot attach a single disk to multiple machine at same time. I cannot attach this type of. Okay. If I want to attach with this machine, I need to disconnect. I need to deattach with this machine. Then I create here. Got it? We can attach this disk to multiple machine, but at a single time, we can attach for a single. Got it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. If any confusion, any query, you can ask me. Let me clear it once again. Like you have a machine over here. You have 2 instances or the 3 instances. You have 3 virtual machines over here. And you have one external disk here. Okay. You can attach this disk to this only at once, only at a single time, not a single time. At a time, you can attach this disk. Okay. And if you want to attach with this machine, so you need to deattach from that and you can attach with that. If you want to attach with this machine, you need to deattach from this machine and then you attach with this machine. Okay. They cannot be attached with multiple machine like that. You cannot attach this disk as per the diagram. Cannot attach this disk multiple. Got it? Hello.
Yes, Akshay, understood. Yeah, yes, understood, Akshay.
Yes, Akshay, understood, but this needs to be done practically, attaching
Yeah,
our
yeah.
disk to another machine.
Yes, yes. We can do the practical right now. Okay. So I have created the disk over here. Let me create a virtual machine again in the new company. Let's create one more machine over here. Testing 2 and all the things are same. Cloud Akshay 2. Next. Now you can see you cannot attach an existing disk. Let me select this and there are no item available. Okay. Once I deattached my first machine from an external disk, then I am able to attach disk here. Then I can attach my existing disk here. Got it? You can see right now I have no option to attach the existing data disk here. But I have an external disk. I want to attach with that. So I need to deattach this. This machine is This machine is connected to this disk. Right now, I create a machine over here, and I want to attach this data disk to this machine at same time. I am not able to do because I need to deattach first this machine, and then I can connect. Okay, got it? So you can see there is no data disk available as existing. Let's networking and manage advance next tags review and create like use testing review validation is required. Let's check. Yeah. So this disk is connected with the first machine. The machine name is Cloud Akshay, and this machine name is testing. Right now I'm created their testing machine over here. So external disk attached to this machine. I want to attach this disk to a testing machine. So go to the deployment. Once it is completed, let's see how to attach and deattach the machine. Okay, so deployment is successed. Let's go to the resources. Testing to virtual machine agent status is not ready. Troubleshoot this issue. We can also refresh this page. Let's connect with that machine. It is able to connect or not. RDP again and Cloud Action 2. Password is same. So you can see I have two servers on the cloud. First is this and another one is this. It is preparing. Let's open the file explorer into that. You can see external disk attached to this machine. I want to deattach this machine disk and attached this disk to this machine. First disk to second machine. Okay. So how can we do that? Open the file explorer first and let's check what we have or not. Yeah, here you can see there is no external disk here. Let's connect with that. Go to the first machine, home and resources, new company. In new company, we have two resources over here. Virtual machine, testing. One machine is testing and one machine is Cloud Akshay. Yeah, you can see the data disk 2. This is the testing 2. Let's deployment 2 failed, 2 success. Let's go to the all resources and you can see all resources here. Go to the virtual machine, testing 1, and in the testing 1 we need to go to the disk. You can see all the disk here. This one I want to deattach with that. Simply cross that. Simply click on the crossed, deattach. It will deattach automatically. Okay. Now click on the save. As per my paint, I deattached this machine from this disk. Now I am going to attach with testing 2 machine. This machine. Okay. I'm going to attach with that. So how can we do that? Go to the all resources and select your machine, testing 2, this one, and go to the disk. Now you are able to attach the disk. Attach existing disk and you can see there is 20 GB available in your resource group name is new company. There is 20 GB available in your as a existing disk. So you can select that and save. Once you save that, it will attach to your testing 2 machine. So this is your machine. Let's click there and you can see your disk here and open it. You will got your files over here. Got it? How to attach data disk over here, how to deattach data disk, how to attach disk from one machine to another machine. Got it? Hello, Sandeep. Is it clear to you or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
Ji,
clear.
clear.
Clear? Any
Yeah,
question or query?
it's clear for now.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about the temporary storage first. If you restart this machine from inside, right now I am copy 2 files here. I'm copying these 2 files over here, like copy this files and folder and paste it to the temporary storage. If I restart from the inside, okay, then my data is safe. If I restart from the panel, where if I restart from here, if I restart from here, yeah, if I click on that, then my data is lost. Okay, so let's check and cross check with that. Click on the restart. Do you want to restart your testing 2 machine? Yes. That's why I saved one files and folder into the temp file, temp
Okay.
location, and another one is 20 GB disk.
Is it like reboot?
Yeah, it is like a reboot, but it is like a hard reboot. It is like a shut down the laptop and unplug the charger and then you able to plug it. Once it is restarted, successfully restarted the virtual machine. Let's connect with that machine. So IP is that, and RDP and connect. It is initializing the remote session for you. If it is not works for you, then you need to refresh your page. Yeah. Yeah, we got file into our access string disk, and let's cross check with the temp storage. We also got these files, but it is a temp storage. It is not recommended. Sometimes it is not works for you. Okay, data might be at risk always here. So it is not recommended that don't save file here. Only use it for the temporary purposes. Got it? Let's see if you restart from the inside. Let's check the RDP is coming or not. Yeah, machine is restarted. We also got our data over here. But if we stop this machine and start this machine, then we are not able to get our data. Okay, we restarted it from the panel and also from the inside the machine. We got our data. Now, if we stop this machine, if we stop here, if we click here, stop this machine, then machine is completely shut down and also deallocated the parts. Then if you untick for the public IP, then your public IP will get changed also. Right now I clicked on the stop my machine. So let's go into the notification and see machine is stopping or not. Yeah, machine is successfully stopped, and let's refresh this. Yeah, I select I want to reserve my IP, then I take this while stop the machine. So let's start this machine and check our data, cross check our data is here or not. So click on the start simply. Once the machine is started, copy this IP and RDP here. IP is same. Please wait for the starting. Machine is started successfully, you can see, and check. Go to the temp storage and cross check with that. So your file is not here. Okay. As I already said, there are three states of a virtual machine. One is running. Second one is stopped from inside the VM, and third one is stopped from the panel. So if you stopped from here, you will not get your temporary data. If you restart it here, you will get your temporary data. And if you also restart from inside the machine, you will get your temporary data. But if you click on the stop button and then start your machine, then you will not get your temporary data. Got it? Right now, I have restarted from here, like stop here and start here, and I don't have my temporary data. Okay. Got it, Sandeep and Musa?
Yeah,
Akshay, one small doubt.
Yeah.
Like, if we do restart or reboot of the VM from directly going inside the VM, then we will get our temporary data.
Yes.
And if we do the restart from Azure console to the
Yeah.
VM, then
Yeah.
also we will get the temporary data.
Yes, yes.
But if we do stop from
And
Azure console and start from Azure console, then we will
yes,
not get our temporary data.
yes,
Correct?
because if you stopped from here, then it will deallocated all the unnecessary resources from the machine, like temporary storage or another type of resources like IP or something. Okay. So when you start the machine, then the resources are allocated as new. Then you will got your new temp storage here. Okay, if you restart from here, like stop the machine and start the machine. Okay, if you restarted that here, then resources are already allocated and attached with that particular machine. Then it is not detached with the machine, it is continue with the machine. Got it? Hello?
Yeah, Akshay, got it, Akshay.
Okay. If I'm going to stop here, do you want to stop that machine? No. And restart it here? Yes, you can restart it. We have also one feature in the VM instances, like we already do that. We already do this task in the session. Another one is run command. What is run command? Okay. Whenever you need to run a PowerShell script over machine without logging the machine, without connecting the machine, you can run your PowerShell scripts. Got it? I write it here. Whenever you want to run a PowerShell script, whenever you want to run a PowerShell script on a VM without login or without connecting with the machine. I suppose I don't want to connect with that machine. I want to perform an action over here by without connecting the machine. Right now I have uh, resources here. My machine is running in the background or in any. I don't want to connect with that. I don't have access for the machine. So then I can run. I can use the run command in the console. Let's cross check this machine. I want to disconnect. Yeah. So for what is run command? Run command is used for the run the PowerShell script without logging into the machine and without connecting with the machine. You will got your run command here in the left side. Yeah, this is the option for the run command. You can run any command here. It will take some time to get your result. It is like your SSL. Sorry, like your SSH. It is like your SSH in Linux machine. Okay. If you want to run a PowerShell script, select this, or you can choose as default template. If you want to list your IP, all the IP in the machine, so you can select this. I'm going to select this IP config. Yes, I can run this script. So output is here. You can see the output, but it also have the limits. This will run the ipconfig command into the particular machine. Machine name is testing2 and it will run the ipconfig command into the machine. If I use run command here and select the ipconfig, then it will run the command into the virtual machine and you will see your output here. Script execution in process. So you will see your result here. Yeah, you can see the host name is testing2, mode hybrid, all the things, DNS are this, and you will got your IP here. Okay, the machine default gateway is this and IPv4 address is this. You can cross check these things. This is 100% true, but if you want to cross check this machine, then open the RDP tool and click that machine. Run the same command into the machine. You can see the same output here. Yeah, go to the PowerShell or CMD. What is the command name is? Command name is ipconfig. So you can run ipconfig here, ipconfig. You will see same result over here. Like my IPv4 address is 10.0.5 and default gateway is this and subnet mask is this. So you will get your details over here. 10.0.5, 2.255.255.255.0 and this. But it is used for the troubleshooting purposes or the network purposes. Network troubleshooting purposes, if your RDP is not coming, then you can troubleshoot it from here. It is used for the troubleshooting purposes. Whenever your Windows server is not working, then you can use run command option here. So you can directly execute the command into the server. Got it? Hello, Sandeep, got it or not?
Yeah, yes, yes.
If any
Yes,
confusion, you can ask me.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So let's execute one more command over here. I want to execute a PowerShell script over here. Like I'm executing some get hyphen process. I want to see what process is running in my machine or not. It it will take some time to get your result, but it is definitely 110% sure. Get hyphen process. Let's run this. So output is here. Script executing in process. And you can also run a PowerShell script here. You can also add features over here by without login. Right now, I have access of my full cloud, or I have access of my full console, so I can do that. But if you are working in a company, might be you don't have access of IDP, might be you don't have access of uh, might be you don't have access of RDP and cloud console, so you can use this run command tool or the PowerShell scripts. You can install anything through the PowerShell scripts. Okay, so you can see the result is output is here. Services, these are the things. Okay, you can select. You can see the services is here. If you want to cross check these things, open the machine and open the PowerShell script. PowerShell here, write it here, get hyphen process. Yeah, you can see the same thing. You can see the same thing over here. Let's minimize this. Got it? Sandeep, it is clear to you or not?
Yeah, clear, Akshay.
Okay, fine. So you can see the same thing over here. And also they have some limits. The limits are, I'm writing the limits, all limits here. Run command limits. Limit is output is limited to as last 4 KB. We cannot see the 5 KB output or the more than 4096 byte. Output is limited to for the 4 KB. This is the limit for the run command, and also scripts run as script is run only on the Windows system. It is only work with the Windows system. And you can run one script at a time. Also, you cannot cancel or stop a running script. Okay, you cannot stop or cancel a running script. Okay, once you execute the script, there is no option to cancel or stop the script. Okay, once you click on the run, then it will definitely run on your machine. There is no way to cancel or stop the script. And the maximum time of a script means, if you are executing a script, it will not run more than 90 minutes. runtime. You can say runtime is 90 minutes. It is limit. And also outbound connectivity from the VM is required to return the result of the script. Means if you want to run a script on a particular machine or for the outbound connectivity, then port number 443 is required to get the output. Okay. If you want to get the output from a outsource machine, then port number 443 is required for see the output. If the port number is not allowed, then you will not see your output here. Okay, so write this point over here. Outbound connectivity to return. Okay, got it. And script in network security group. Network security group. NSG means the network security group. Got it? Sandeep, any confusion or any query here?
Clear.
Clear? Okay. And I hope you will do your practices and lab sessions today or the tomorrow whenever you will get the time. Okay, we will see custom scripts in next session also, because we already consume our times into the disk attaching or the temporary disks. Okay, that's why we will see a custom script extension in next session. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. If any question or query or any confusion, you can ask me over here or the WhatsApp or any.
Okay, Akshay, fine.
Fine. So can we leave for now?
Yeah.
So
When is the
tomorrow
next
we don't
session,
have
you
class,
said?
no?
Yeah, tomorrow we don't have class because basically we do class only for Monday to Thursday, but I missed a day I missed a day. That's why I do class on Friday. Basically, the class is only for Monday to Thursday. But we will do whenever I have time on Friday. We will do the classes. No need to worry. Okay. If you have any question, confusion or query or any task related issue, you can ask me for that, and try to launch the Linux machine into your Azure console. Okay.
If we have 5 sessions per week, it would be good, Akshay.
Okay. Okay. No issue. We can do that.
Also, Akshay, can you upload these sessions to Google Drive instead of YouTube?
Yes, yes. I also uploaded my previous sessions on the Google Drive. So I will share you the link on the Google Drive. Okay.
You upload in both